Your manifestations can be blocked by self-limiting beliefs. So we all have self-limiting beliefs that run on the autopilot mind. So we can be unaware of these beliefs and they're creating these blocks. And these self-limiting beliefs can stem from childhood. So our childhood is where most of our programming was done. And when we have these childhood wounds and these childhood traumas, and you may be treated a certain way, we can develop these self-limiting beliefs. So for example, you may have been like me, a middle child, right? You were the youngest, and then a new child comes, is born, and then all the attention is now on them. And then when something like that happens, your little child mind starts thinking things like, oh, there must be something wrong with me, because all of a sudden the attention you're getting is now just been taken away. And that is a self-limiting belief that is now being programmed, and we take that into our adult life. And we do this without even realizing it. So this is why doing belief work is extremely important when it comes to manifesting the things you want into your reality. So hey guys, I'm Laura, and I make videos that will awaken your awareness. So in this video, I'm going to give you 5 steps to overcome self-limiting beliefs. So the first one is you need to take time to sit down and start questioning yourself around your beliefs. Now, beliefs is the same thing as the story you tell yourself. So you have to start asking yourself, like, what's the story you tell yourself around success? What's the story you tell yourself around love and relationships? What's the story you tell yourself around money? You need to sit down, think about these sorts of things, write them down. Sometimes we can have self-limiting beliefs that are kind of embedded in our subconscious mind. They're deep in there, and so there may be ones that we're unaware of, right? So how can we get to those ones? Well, we can do that through meditation. Guided meditations. I've had self-limiting beliefs come up in guided meditations. This one was specifically to connect with your inner child. And when I did that, a self-limiting belief that I was unaware of came up. And they say, 90% of your transformation is awareness. So if you aren't aware of the self-limiting belief, you can't change anything. But once you become aware of that belief, so that belief came up for me, you're 90% there with your transformation. You're only 10% more work to do to overcome it, right? So that's one way you can get deeper into the subconscious to figure out what these self-limiting beliefs actually are. Now, all our programming gets done in the first 7 years of our life. And a lot of us were brought up around, parents that would talk about lack of money. Things like, oh, money doesn't grow on trees. We can't afford that. You got to get the cheaper, cereal, the cheaper biscuits, or the cheaper whatever, because we can't afford the expensive stuff. And all that is doing is it's programming you as a child to be in lack of money. And so unless you undo that programming, you're going to grow up and you're going to forever be in lack of money and chasing money. So this is why, it's not your parents' fault that this programming's been done in lack of money or whatever other limiting beliefs. But until we do the work, it's going to control our life. So this is why, like I said, it's a good idea to really sit down, start digging within yourself, start being more mindful and self-aware around the stories that you're telling yourself in all areas of life, and write them down, list them down. And that's the first step. Like the first step to working with these self-limiting beliefs. So the second step is, once you've got your list of the self-limiting beliefs, you then write next to them flip beliefs. So for example, you may have a belief that's, around lack of money. It could be, you may even have a self-limiting belief that you feel like you're not worthy, right? That's a really common self-limiting belief that stems from childhood. I'm not worthy. So then you could have a belief that is like, I'm not worthy of attracting love. I'm not worthy of earning lots of money. So say you have I'm not worthy to attract money. Say that's your limiting belief, right? So you write it down. So then you, next to it, you write the flip belief. I am worthy of attracting as much money as I desire. I am worthy of having an abundant life. So you write the flip belief to each limiting belief you've written down. You write a flip belief next to it. Then what you do is you have to reprogram. Because these beliefs, like I said, a lot of them come from childhood, and once the first 7 years of your, well, the programming gets done in the first 7 years of your life, but once that's done, it's basically locked in. It's locked in there, right? So to reprogram, it does take some work. Now, how do we reprogram? That's the question, right? So your subconscious mind is what's creating 95% of your outer reality, and these self-limiting beliefs are embedded into the subconscious. So how do we reprogram the subconscious mind? Through repetition. So once you have the new flip beliefs written down, the key now is to every day just repeat these beliefs. Like, you're basically drilling them into yourself to reprogram that subconscious mind. Again, it takes time. Repetition is key. So you've got to be doing it every single day for, it could be like weeks before it's going to really have an effect. You'll start to notice, because I've done this for myself, right? I've written down the limiting beliefs. I've written down the flip beliefs next to it. And I committed to reading them to myself every day, like just drilling it into myself. And I did notice, I can't remember the time frame on it, but I did notice it was like weeks or, a couple of months sort of thing. And I did notice how it did start to shift my way of thinking. I started to believe these beliefs, right? I started to notice that, just naturally I just started thinking that way. The other key thing is attaching emotion to the new belief. So when you're repeating these beliefs to yourself, because like I said, your subconscious mind is extremely important here, right? Repetition's key, but the language of the subconscious mind is feeling. So if you attach an emotion to it, so you really feel that this new belief is true, you really feel you are worthy of making as much money as you want, you really tap into the emotion. That is the key to reprogramming. Repetition and attaching the emotion to it. So when you reprogram, just feel it as if it is true, and then do it daily, and eventually, if you commit to that, you will eventually start noticing the shift in your own mindset where you do start believing these new beliefs. So that's the second step, okay? And the key is to believe these new beliefs, because beliefs create reality. What you believe to be true is what's going to be in your reality. And again, beliefs is the same thing as the stories you're telling yourself. Whatever the stories you're telling yourself about things in your life, just become more mindful and self-aware. Now, the third step is, what was the third step? Sorry, I had to write it down. Okay, so the third step is it's extremely important to become aware of your self-talk. It's really easy to have negative self-talk, especially because we're in quite a negative world, right? So you have to be mindful about your self-talk, what sort of self-talk you're having, and make sure it's positive. So self-awareness is key here, and I have a video on how to improve your self-awareness, so you can check that out if you want to learn more. But you have to, you just have to be committed to having positive self-talk, and whenever you have negative self-talk, you just have to catch yourself out when you're doing it, and be like, oh shit, I'm doing negative self-talk right now. Okay, I need to stop and change this, and then just start doing positive self-talk and just drilling it into your mind to shift you into being more positive than negative. So that's the third step. Be very mindful of your self-talk, because it is important. Now, the fourth step is to do positive what-ifs. So instead of being, like I said, it's really easy to be negative because there's so much negativity in the world. And so it's like, what if I fail? What if it doesn't work out for me? It's really easy to think like that. So instead, do positive what-ifs. Well, what if it does work out? What if I do succeed and I actually make a really good living? Start using your imagination with it. Like, you know, what if this does happen for me? What if I do attract a big following? What if I do achieve the things that I want to achieve? Start getting into that mindset, and that's going to shift you again into those positive what ifs will help you believe in it more. Because the key is about your state of being. Your state of being is the way you think, feel, and act. If you think, feel, and act negatively, what's the result going to be? You're going to have negativity coming into your life. So when you're doing positive what ifs, that's helping you think, feel, and act in a positive way. And your state of being determines what's going to happen in your reality. So I highly recommend to do that as the 4th step, your positive what ifs. Use your imagination, have fun with it. Now the last one, number 5, is you have to act as if. That is key. Act as if you already have whatever it is that you're wanting in your life. So for example, let's say you want to find love. Okay, well, how can you act as if? Well, you could specifically just sleep on one side of the bed and keep the other bed clear. Like, you know, some people like to sleep in the middle of the bed and starfish. So what I'm saying is sleep on one side of the bed. Why? Well, you're acting as if you've already got that partner that's sleeping on the other side of the bed. You know, you could clear out half of your closet and have it there just empty and spare. Why? Because you're acting as if you have that person in your life already. That person that's going to be living with you and that's going to need that half of that closet. You understand what I mean? The key is acting as if you already have the thing that you want. So that again comes down to the way you think, feel, and act, right? Again, it's your think, feel, and act makes up your state of being. Your state of being determines your reality. So if you think, feel, and act as if you have what you want, that is how you will manifest it and bring it into your reality. So those are the 5 steps. And belief work is really beneficial if you want to improve your life and you want to get success, you want to change things. Again, like I said, we can have these self-limiting beliefs on running in the subconscious mind and we may not even be aware of it. And until we are aware of it, we can't make those changes. Remember, awareness is 90% of your transformation. If you aren't aware of the self-limiting beliefs in the subconscious mind, they're going to continue to be there and determine what's coming into your reality. So we really got to dig deep into ourselves and do the work. I highly recommend doing this for yourself because you are worth working on. So what I mean is, like, you know, you may be invited to go out and hang out with your friends all the time and you're distracted by going out and socializing, but you would benefit going, you know, telling your friends, sorry, I can't today, I'm busy, and just chilling at home by yourself to put this work into yourself. You are worth that work, okay? And again, nothing's going to change unless you do this sort of work. I hope you like this video, guys. If you've got some sort of value, give me a thumbs up or write a comment. And if you like this sort of content, then subscribe and hit the bell notification. I drop 5 videos a week on YouTube, so subscribe if you like this sort of content. I hope I see you on the next video. Peace.